Imagine walking into a room and seeing a list. A list that doesn't just contain names, but the private cell phone numbers, home addresses, and unlisted yacht lines of the most powerful people on the planet. Presidents, prime ministers, Hollywood royalty, and tech billionaires, all bound together in a single 97-page document. For years, this was the holy grail of the underground world, a document so toxic it was whispered about in the halls of power, but never seen by the public. That is, until a man named Alfredo Rodriguez decided he needed a life insurance policy. Rodriguez wasn't a spy or a high-ranking official, he was a butler. But in the world of Jeffrey Epstein, a butler sees things that even the FBI couldn't reach. From the Palm Beach mansion to the private islands, Rodriguez moved through the shadows of Epstein's empire, wiping down the evidence and witnessing a steady stream of girls with braces, teenagers, 16, 17 years old, being ushered into the bedroom. He knew the machine was rotting from the inside, but more importantly, he knew that when the police eventually came knocking, Epstein's inner circle would make everything disappear. In October 2005, the order came down: strip the house, remove the computers, shred the contact books. Epstein's assistants were scrubbed clean, but they made one fatal mistake. They trusted the butler. Unbeknownst to Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, Alfredo Rodriguez had already made his move. He didn't just see the book, he kept it. He knew that in a world where billionaires play by different rules, a 60-year-old employee is nothing more than a loose end. So he took the only thing that could keep him alive: the names. But holding a document like this isn't like a movie heist. It's a slow, terrifying realization that you are holding a nuclear bomb with a short fuse. For 5 years, Rodriguez sat on the book, watching from the shadows as Epstein served a joke of a sentence and went right back to his lifestyle. By 2009, Rodriguez was desperate. He was broke, unhireable, and looking for a way out. He reached out to the lawyers representing Epstein's victims with an offer: $50,000 for the real McCoy, a small price for the key to the kingdom. But here's the question that defines this entire story. If you held the evidence to bring down the world's most powerful people, but knew the system was rigged to protect them, would you try to sell it for your own survival, or would you leak it and face the consequences? Drop a comment below. I want to see where you draw the line. And if you're ready to see how deep the rabbit hole goes in 2026, hit that subscribe button right now. Done? Let's get back to it. The handoff was set in room 118 at a Hilton hotel in Boca Raton. Rodriguez thought he was meeting a legal associate. He walked in, sat down, and opened the book. He started circling the names, handwritten notes in the margins pointing to the most useful contacts. He showed them the stickers, the dates, the massage providers from every corner of the globe. He even pointed out the names of future presidents and rock stars. He thought he was finally safe. But the man across from him wasn't a lawyer's assistant. He was an undercover FBI agent. The moment the $50,000 was mentioned, the trap snapped shut. The FBI, who had failed to find the computers during their initial search and who had let Epstein walk away with a sweetheart deal, finally had their man. But they didn't go after the billionaires in the book. They went after the butler. Rodriguez was arrested, charged with obstruction of justice, and sentenced to 18 months in prison. Think about that. The man who preserved the only evidence of a global trafficking ring spent more time behind bars than Jeffrey Epstein ever did during that initial investigation. The Holy Grail was finally in the hands of the government, but instead of being used to kick down doors, it was locked away in an evidence locker for years. Alfredo Rodriguez died in 2015, shortly after his release. He took the context of those handwritten notes to his grave. It wasn't until the massive DOJ data dumps of 2026 that the public finally saw the unredacted scale of what he tried to save. The hidden camera footage of the sting, the audio of his desperate plea, and the names that had been protected for decades. The story of the butler who stole the book isn't just about a document, it's a warning. It shows us that in the highest levels of power, the truth isn't something that's found, it's something that's traded. And usually the person who tries to tell it is the one who pays the highest price. The book is open now, but as we look at the names inside, we have to wonder, how many other life insurance policies are still hidden in the shadows, waiting for the right price?